Good morning. We're back with another Tesla road trip video, and today we are starting our trip to Redwood National Park in California, almost to the Oregon border. We are stopping in San Francisco first on the way to help break up the drive. We're starting in Los Angeles. It's obviously a very rainy morning this morning. It is 7:30 in the morning on Saturday, March 30th, 2024. We are going to get started to San Francisco, and we have about 2 charging stops along the way. We're gonna go see the Golden Gate Bridge, do all that fun San Francisco stuff, get some good food, go back to our hotel, and then leave early the next day to start our drive up further north. We are going to hit the road at 300 miles on the battery, and we'll see you at our first charging stop. All right, we are approaching our first supercharger. This town is called Coalinga. But let's find a spot and then go use the restroom, stretch our legs, and we'll check in on the charging stats here in a minute. So we made it to the Coalinga Supercharger, and we have 34 miles left on the battery, which is equivalent to 11%. And as you can probably see, it turned orange to let us know, like, hey, your battery's getting really low, so you should probably charge. So we're going to charge for at least 25 minutes is what it says, in order for us to reach our next supercharging stop in San Mateo. So we're gonna charge for probably 30 minutes. We're gonna go to the bathroom, and we'll check in on the charging stats here in a few minutes. You've seen me do this before in my other videos, but you tap the little circle button, the charging port opens. So while we wait for the car to charge, this supercharger also has some picnic tables out here. I also found this windshield wiper. My windshield has a bunch of bugs on it, so we're gonna go clean it off. All right, we have about 6 more minutes left until we're done charging, but I wanted to give you a quick tip. So when you come to these superchargers, it's pretty common knowledge to never park right next to another Tesla if possible. So there's obviously a bunch of open spots. The closer you park to another Tesla, the more power it draws, and you're competing each other for power. So if you park far away or as far enough away as you can, then you won't be competing for power, and then you can charge faster. Okay, so we're all charged up to 90%. We have about 2.5 hours to get to the San Mateo supercharger. It says that we will get there with 22% battery remaining. So we are going to hit the road. It's 11:40 a.m. We're gonna get there around 2:15, do some charging, definitely get some lunch, and then we will see you there. Okay, we are approaching the superchargers in San Mateo, California. But here's what it looks like. It's just in this parking lot. There's some grocery stores and other little shops. We showed up with 78 miles left on our battery, which is 25%. So we're going to charge. I'm probably going to set this to 80, and that'll probably take maybe 35 minutes. We're going to find a place to use the restroom, and then once we are done charging, we're going to continue our trip to the hotel area, and we may even go check out the Golden Gate Bridge if the weather permits. So let's get to charging. Another charging session. Hit the little button. We have charged up to 80%, or 254 miles. Now we are ready to head over to our hotel up in San Francisco. We won't charge again until probably tomorrow morning when we start to make the next leg of our trip. Only about 39 minutes away. We'll get there at 3:45 with 71% battery left. Gonna get ready for some dinner and maybe explore the area after that. So we will see you in San Francisco. So we're here in San Francisco. We're on our way to Original Joe's for dinner, and we are walking. It's a beautiful evening out here, and we're exploring the city, having a lot of fun so far. We're only here for about 12 hours, but we're gonna go eat some good food and probably go back to the hotel afterwards and crash, because it's been a long day of driving, like 6 or 7 hours of driving from Los Angeles to San Francisco. So gonna go have a nice meal, good Italian food. So we're in Italian Village now, going to Original Joe's for dinner. The crosswalks are so cool because they're like Italian colors. And then there's tons of other little Italian restaurants on this block. We've got a little iceberg wedge salad, some arancini, and we'll decide what we want after this, if we're still hungry or not. We may not be hungry after this. Since we're likely not gonna ride the trolley. Sorry to the people who are sitting in here, but it's a robo-taxi. There's nobody driving it. It drives itself. It's like Uber, but driverless. There it goes, no driver. This is so cool. Good morning and happy Easter. It's Sunday, March 31st. We're here at the Golden Gate Bridge. It's a beautiful day. The sky is popping off. We are going to take some pictures of the bridge. We have a couple more viewpoints we're going to go to, and then we are going to start our drive up north toward Redwood National Park. But I wanted to show you how cool this is. You can also probably see a very hazy downtown San Francisco in the back. But we just crossed over the bridge and we're getting all of our photos this morning and really enjoying it. It's a beautiful day and I'm just very grateful to be able to do this. Okay, we are here in a town called Ukiah and we're stopping at our first supercharging stop of the day. You can just pull in forward instead of backward. Okay, so now we're here in Ukiah. We are at 58 miles left on the battery, which is 18%. Got quite a bit of charging to do. Our next supercharging stop is in Eureka, which is another 3 hours away. That's a long way. So we're gonna charge, use the restroom, eat some lunch because it's 12:10 here on Easter Sunday. Here we go. You know the drill. Hit the little button. So just to show you quickly what's around here. So it looks like there's a Rally's, there's a Subway, there's an In-N-Out over here, there's a Speedway gas station, which is probably where we will go use the restroom. So there's a few little spots around here that you could grab a bite to eat and use the bathroom. All right, we made it to Eureka. And it looks like there's only 2 chargers left, which is perfect. So we're gonna pull in here. We showed up at Eureka with 94 miles left on the battery, which is also 30%. So we're going to charge quite a bit, but we're going to stop before we get to our campground, which is Jedediah Smith. We're gonna stop again in Crescent City, which is about maybe 15 minutes away from the campground, so that we can charge all the way up for running camp mode all night long. So it's very windy here. We just finished charging. We're at 248 miles now on the battery. We are headed out to Crescent City to charge one more time before going into our campground. This says we will get there just before 6 o'clock, about an hour and a half drive, and we will get there with 41% battery. We have arrived in Crescent City at the Supercharger, going to charge up pretty good amount so that we can run camp mode overnight, and then tomorrow we have a really fun day because we're going to cross the Oregon border. We're at 43% right now, which is also 136 miles, and we have another 16 minutes until we get to our campground. So really quick, here's the charging situation. There's actually only 6 chargers here, so thankfully there were a couple that were open, but let's get to charging. Giving you a quick update before I forget. So we just got to our campground, Jedediah Smith, which, as you can see on the map here, is absolutely beautiful. There's a river running right through here. We are starting the evening at 273 miles. I anticipate we're going to lose about 10% battery running camp mode for 8 hours. So probably about 30 miles of battery we're going to lose overnight, which is plenty of battery left for us tomorrow morning. So this evening we're going to get our campsite set up, get the mattress inflated, eat some dinner, and then we will probably get settled in for the night. Good evening. It's 10 p.m. on Sunday, March 31st. Tomorrow is Monday, April 1st. April Fool's Day. We are getting settled in here at our campground, the first one for the trip. Last night we stayed in a hotel in San Francisco. Tonight we are staying in the campground, Jedediah Smith Campground here. And it is 9:53 p.m. We have 270 miles on the battery right now, or 86%. I just tested out Netflix, so turns out we have enough service to watch Netflix, which is pretty darn cool. We don't have really any good cell reception. There's a couple spots where I have 1 bar of LTE and can barely send a text message through, but that's good information to know if you plan on camping here. We are going to get settled in and go to sleep soon so that we can wake up early. I'm going to go on a hike tomorrow morning, and then I'm going to drive into Oregon, about 40 minutes north of here, to go check out the Samuel H. Boardman scenic viewpoint or trail, state beach, whatever it's called. So we're going to check that out and then probably do another hike tomorrow afternoon, come back, and then I have a lot of things I need to film. So I'm gonna go to sleep and we'll check on the battery tomorrow morning. Good night. Good morning. It is 8:30 on Monday, April 1st. We are headed out of our campground and going on a hike this morning. We ended the evening with just under 250 miles on the battery. We started last night with 270, so really only lost about 20 miles to running camp mode for about 8 or 9 hours last night, which is fantastic. Our first hike of the trip is only 5 minutes down the road. I think it's about a half a mile hike, super easy. And then we are going to go up to Oregon. So we will see you at the Simpson Reed trailhead. We just wrapped up our hike at the Simpson Reed Trail. It was beautiful, and the sun is actually coming through the trees right now, as you can see where we are parked here. Just wanted to give you an update. So we are at 243 miles on the battery, which is also 77%. We are going to officially cross into Oregon. So this is the first time the Tesla will see Oregon. So we will be there in about 45 minutes at 10:30. We'll arrive with 64% on the battery, which will be plenty for us to get back down here to Crescent City to charge again before the rest of the afternoon. So we will see you in Oregon. We're here in Oregon, gonna go check out the natural bridges. right, we are back in Crescent City after a fun morning in Oregon. We went to the natural bridges and found a couple of other cool scenic viewpoints as well. So we are back at the Supercharger to charge up so that we can do another night of camp mode. We're already at 45%, so we really don't need to charge that long. I'm guessing we'll probably only be here for maybe 15 minutes, maybe less. But it's 1:30. We're gonna eat some lunch and charge and head back to our campground. Okay, so I wanted to show you the bathroom situation. So you can't see where our car is from here because it's being blocked by these trees, but our campsite is right down there. The river is right down there. And then there's actually a set of stairs or kind of like this ramp thing that you have to come up to get to the bathrooms. So once you get up here, there's bathrooms and showers on each side. So there's 2 restrooms, like individual ones, and then there's 2 showers. Over here, there's a drinking fountain. I'll show you one of these just so you can kind of get an idea for what this looks like. So, I think there's an automatic light in here somewhere. There we go. Okay, so you have basic toilet, sink, soap, toilet paper. It's pretty clean, and actually I think it's a little bit heated too. And then, let's see, the showers are open. So this is what the shower looks like. So you actually pay in quarters. Looks like you get a maximum of, I think it says 12 minutes, which is equal to $3. So it's very clean, surprisingly, for being a campground. Like the floors are very clean. There's a bench over here, but that is the bathroom and shower situation. It's 5:30 p.m. We're about to eat some dinner. Got some really tasty salads here. And we are not doing any cooking yet. So we've got the river right behind us here. We're gonna enjoy our dinner. It's 5:30. And after that, we'll probably read a book, maybe take the chairs down to the river, read the book, maybe do a little bit of filming, and just hang out for the rest of the evening. Good evening, it's 9 p.m. here on Monday, April 1st. Happy April Fools. We had a great day today, and now we are winding down. Turns out that Netflix is working and streaming, so we are able to watch some TV. I think the battery, let's see, we're at 234 miles to the battery right now, which is also 74%. So plenty of battery for overnight camping. Again, like yesterday, it'll drain about 10%, 20 to 30 miles or so overnight, which will still be plenty for tomorrow. Good morning. It is Tuesday, April 2nd at 6:49 in the morning. We just got up and used the restroom, and now we were getting ready to eat some breakfast. We ended camp mode with 215 miles on the battery. I think we started around 230 miles last night, so really well done. 68%. We've got a few hiking trails on the agenda for today, and then coming back here for another afternoon by the river. So we're actually packing up our campsite right now, but I wanted to give you a quick tour. So this is number 53 at the Jedediah Smith Campground. And look at this view of the river. We had probably the best campsite in this whole campground, to be honest. But it has this opening. You have your picnic table, your fire ring, you have the bear bins. And then you have your own little path down here to the water, which is easily one of the best campsite views I've ever had. And you can hear the river from here, and it's so peaceful. But unfortunately, we only got to stay here for one night, and then we have a different campsite we're gonna go to tonight in the same campground. But just wanted to show you this, so if you decide you wanna try to stay here, site number 53 is where it's at. Please ignore the screen, it's very dirty. We're camping, so that's to be expected, but We are headed out to our afternoon of hiking. Going to visit the visitor center first to see if we can pick up a souvenir. Going to go to the Stout Grove trailhead, then the Boy Scout tree trailhead, and then Grove of Titans, and then hit up the Supercharger before we make our way back to the campground for another night of camping. I can't even begin to describe the scale of how big this tree actually is, but I'm gonna go stand next to it so you can see. This thing is absolutely massive. My camera lens isn't even wide enough to capture how huge these trees are. We just finished up our hike at Grove of Titans. We're back at the Supercharger to charge up a little bit before heading back into the campground for another night of camping. So we rounded out the day here at 177 miles left on the battery. We really don't need to charge super long, probably only like 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes. We're still at about 55% battery. So gonna charge and maybe go to the market to find some food for dinner and head back to the campground. Okay, so we actually decided to get a hot meal. We got some Thai food after a long day of hiking. It looks delicious. You can even see the steam coming off of it. Look at that. That looks tasty. We have returned for night 3 in Jedediah Smith Campground. We are at site number 43 right now. It's about 7 p.m. on Tuesday, April 2nd. It got pretty foggy outside, so we lost the sun. It might even rain a little bit tonight, but we are gonna play some cards. We just had delicious dinner at the Thai place. The food was excellent. And we're gonna hang out this evening and just relax. We're both pretty tired after the hikes today, so. Good morning, it's 7:15 a.m. on Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024. We are packing up here at Jedediah Smith Campground. It's been a great 3 days of camping here. We are going to start heading back south toward Los Angeles, but we're not going all the way there yet today. We are stopping along the way in Humboldt County. That's about 2.5 hours away from here, and there's still more of the Redwood National Park to see. Looks like we have 228 miles to the battery this morning. Forgot to give you an update last night, but I think we started the evening around 244 miles. So we ended at 72% this morning. We're going to charge in Eureka, which I think is an hour and a half away from here, and then we will get to our campground in about 2.5 hours. However, on the way there, we're going to stop and do 2 hikes. We're going to do Fern Canyon and we're going to do Lady Bird Johnson Grove. I think we also might stop at Sumeg State Park along the way. We'll see how we're feeling and see how the timing is going, but that's the update, and we'll see you on the road. Alright, so we tried to go to Fern Canyon this morning to do the hike, but the road conditions were too bad, and we didn't want to risk it since obviously we need to go back to Los Angeles. So we are leaving. Although the drive was very beautiful, it was a little muddy. There's like gravel and mud, and it's a little rainy. So there's a lot of mud on the side of the car when I just got out to look. But we made it out of here safely, and we're going to try the Lady Bird Johnson Grove Trail and see if that road is any better than the one we just were on. So, unfortunately did not get to do Fern Canyon, which is a bummer, but that's okay because we still have quite a bit more to do. So, we will see you at the next one. For the record, just want to show you how filthy the car is now from that little adventure off-road. are on the Ladybird Johnson Grove Trail. It's misting outside, kind of rainy, pretty cold, but this is the trail that we are going to do. We were going to do the Fern Canyon Trail before this. The road conditions were too bad, so we decided to come here and check this out. It's a little muddy also, but overall not too bad. We got our 3 days of sunshine and bright sun rays coming through the trees. Now we get to experience the rainy days and the mist and the fog in the trees, so equally both are pretty cool vibes. And we're gonna finish out this trail, eat something because we'll be hungry, and then we're going to hit the road and probably swing by Sumeg State Park if it's not too rainy on the way there. So just wanted to show you kind of what our hike looks like. It's pretty cool. I'm probably too shaky, but you can see everything behind as we're driving. I mean, as we're walking. Oh my gosh, as we're walking. And the rain just picked up a little bit more. So we'll see if we can power walk the rest of the way through this hike. It's about 1.4 miles, so not too long. Should only take us maybe 30 minutes or so. But the rain's coming down harder, so I'm gonna go, and I'll see you later. Just had an eventful afternoon at Sumeg State Park. We did a few hikes and saw really pretty views of the ocean and the cliffs, and now we made it to the Eureka Supercharger. But anyway, we're going to charge. It's 2 o'clock on Wednesday. Probably going to charge to 100% because we're headed to our next campground in Humboldt County and there are no other facilities or amenities nearby. Got some Chipotle for lunch and we're gonna eat and head out. And we made it to the Burlington campground. Here is a beautiful campground. There's lots of trees. We got here at 251 miles on the battery. Not much cell service here. I have about 1 bar of LTE, which is just enough to send a text message, and that's it. And then I wanted to give you a tour of my entire camping setup. Good evening. It's 10:09 p.m. on Wednesday. We are getting ready for bed at the Burlington campground. We're only staying here one night and heading out early tomorrow to continue our drive down south. We're at 248 miles on the battery, very similar to the last few nights. Get some shut-eye and we'll check in with you in the morning. I don't know if you can really see the view out the trunk of the car, but then also here's the view out the roof. So you're getting a POV of where I'm laying right now. So the moment you've probably all been waiting for is the tour of my Tesla. And I don't know why, but today's the last day of camping and I'm just now doing this. But first of all, look how awesome these trees look. This is our campsite. Anyways, so let's give you the tour. Okay, starting with the back, we have what I call the bedroom, which is where we have our mattress, a couple pillows, a couple of books, blankets. It's actually been a very comfortable setup. Special thanks to XBed for providing a comfortable mattress. We have a platform under here, which I need to still paint black because it's kind of ugly. But basically this raises the mattress up and makes it flat so that it's not slanted. Also, what it does is it adds a lot more room to our sub trunk, which is currently very full. But we have laundry, I have camera gear in there. I have a couple other storage related items under there, which should have probably showed you that before it got full, but you get the idea. So that's the bedroom. Then we come around to the side here and down below, which is hard to see, but you have your utility bag in here. I have toilet paper, paper towels, beach towels. There's trash bags down in there somewhere. a yellow pantry bag down there. I also have our folding chair. Everything's really crammed in here because it was raining and I had no place to put the folding chair and I didn't want it to get soaked outside. But we have a yellow pantry bag full of, let's see, we have apples and bananas in there. I have silverware, plates, cups, that type of thing. I have an entire bag down below here. So let's pull this out so you can see. All these boxes got crushed because, again, I kind of put everything down here. But we have some bread, we have cereal, we have some Triscuits. Why are all these boxes backwards? We have some Trader Joe's crackers, pita chips, we have some vegan jerky, we have some peanut butter pretzels, we have some beef jerky sticks, we have these granolas, and we have some shelf-stable milk to go with our cereal. So, and everything's looking a little bit sparse because we kind of already ate from this since we're ending the week. We also had some tuna and some peanut butter and jelly is in the fridge. So that's our snack bag that we've been eating from for the week. Now in the front seat, passenger side, this is what I call the closet. So this is where our duffel bags go when we're sleeping. So this was enough for 5 days for 2 people, which obviously a lot of it is already in our laundry, so you're not seeing everything here, but got a couple toiletry bags, couple duffel bags, and then we actually like to put our hats and headlamps on the seat, especially when we go to sleep and have to get up in the middle of the night. Super convenient place to put that, especially when it's cold outside. On the driver's side, I tend to keep this seat empty just in case we need a fast getaway. I don't think that'll ever happen, but just for safety purposes. Also, this bag right here, these are our window shades that go over the windshield and all of the windows around the car except for the roof. So that is a must-have when you're camping to give you some privacy. All right, and so the kitchen is here in the front. We have the Tasmanian cooler, which is sort of a hard-sided, sort of a soft-sided cooler. It has a zipper. So we're going to open this up. It also has carrying straps in case you want to take it out of here, but I usually just keep it in here. So here's all of our food. We still have some ice left in there, surprisingly. We've got smoothies, we've got yogurt packs, applesauce, we have peanut butter and jellies, we have some celery, ranch dressing because we had some salad, we have mozzarella cheese, we had more salad stuff, hummus, carrots, cans, and again, since we're reaching the end of the week, this is kind of emptying out, but we have jelly, we have guac for chips and guac, and yeah, we've had to fill up the ice a couple of times along the way, but everything has stayed nice and cold. We did get Thai food the other night and we stored our leftovers in here, which was perfect. So that ended up working out really well. But this is our cooler setup, and so far it's worked. I couldn't tell if I liked this cooler when I first got it, but it's growing on me a little bit. We have to hold it open, as you can see, so that we can get what we want out of it. But it's a little small. By the time you put a layer of ice in it, it's already taken up about half of the cooler space, so that's kind of the downside. But you really only have so much space in the front to work with. There is extra space over here. This is where I've been keeping our drinking water jugs on this side, so that's convenient. But the cooler's growing on me. I think if you're doing a short trip, like a couple of days, I think this is perfect. Any longer than 5 or 6 days, I would definitely get something bigger than this, but this is the perfect place to store it in my mind. But this is the kitchen, and that concludes our tour. Good morning. It's now 9:04 a.m. on Thursday, April 4th. We were up around 7:30 this morning, but we've been busy packing everything up. We are headed out of the beautiful forest today. About to make our drive back down to San Francisco. Our battery is at 220 miles. Our first stop is going to be the Supercharger in Laytonville, and we're going to charge for maybe about 20 minutes or so and continue our drive south. That concludes our trip to the forest. and we will see you at the Supercharger. We made it to the Laytonville Supercharger, and it's actually snowing outside. It's 35 degrees, snowing, and we're going to charge up for a little bit. I think we're going to try to hit up Point Reyes National Seashore. If it's raining, we might skip it and just go back into San Francisco, but going to charge, and we'll see you back here in a minute. So while we're charging, just wanted to let you know, so it looks like there are 7 Tesla chargers here. There's also some other chargers if you have a different EV. Okay, we're approaching the Supercharger in Santa Rosa. This is in like a shopping mall parking lot, which is kind of convenient because then you have options to go and eat, use the bathroom, shop, do all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna plug in here. We made it with 63 miles left on the battery, which is about 20% going to charge. And I think we're still trying to decide if we want to go to Point Reyes National Seashore because of the weather today. But either way, we're going to charge up and eat some lunch because it's 1:15. Okay, so we ditched the Point Reyes idea because the weather is too crappy and we didn't want to camp in the rain on our last night. So we decided to get a hotel. So this is the hotel room. There's a bathroom. It's very nice, very spacious. And then there's the bed, very nice. Big windows, TV. We have the usual coffee, water, blah, 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 the closet, all those great things. There's a safe down there, all the fun things, a big mirror, and that's it. So we're gonna stay here. We are in Oakland. We're gonna stay at this hotel tonight and then finish the drive back to Los Angeles tomorrow. We just had the most delicious meal at this place in Chinatown in San Francisco. We had wonton soup, we had pot stickers, and green onion pancakes. It was so good. Now we are at Bob's Donuts. Look how big these donuts are. Oh my gosh. Like, that's a normal sized donut, and then that's like a donut the size of my head. Good morning. It's 8 o'clock on Friday, April 5th. We are charged at 100%. We actually charged for free overnight at the hotel we were staying in, which was super convenient. But we are headed home, and our first stop on the way, we just need to do one charging stop today thanks to charging overnight. So we will be charging in Kettleman City. What's really interesting about this is we charged there on the way up, but I did not realize that there's another area for supercharging that has a Tesla customer lounge. So we're going to go check that out today. That will be our only supercharging stop for the day. And then I'm sure we'll have other bathroom stops and food stops. But we will see you in Kettleman City. All right, so we are approaching the supercharging station in Kettleman City. And you can see the sign up here that says Tesla Supercharger. All right, let's see if we can find a charger that's not right next to somebody. So we arrived with 81 miles on the battery, which is also 26%. And we have about 2 hours and 45 minutes left until we get back to Los Angeles. But we are going to go check out this customer lounge. They have their advertisements for their Powerwall and their solar panels, so you can learn more about their other products. But we're currently putting the mattress away and deflating it. getting ready to head back home. But this is kind of a process to deflate it. And in case you've never seen a Cybertruck before, this person made theirs matte black and they upgraded the wheels. There's another Cybertruck that just pulled in over here, which is what they typically look like. They're pretty ugly, but also kind of cool at the same time, just because they're so different. All right, so I just wanted to show quickly the process for our cleanup and packing everything away. We are still at the Supercharger, but we have put the mattress away now. And so our platform also allows for a little bit extra space. So the mattress is in that red bag. And then under this one, we put our blankets, and then also the window shades are under here as well. All of that fits under there. And then, as you normally see in my videos, that's where we put the mattress. So that gives us a little bit of extra storage. I need to paint this black still down here, but those are our laundry bags from 5 days worth of camping. So we got a lot of laundry to do, and everything's still shoved up in the front. So now that the mattress is put away, we can move everything back here to the back. So just wanted to show you that as well. Okay, we are all packed up now and ready to hit the road for about another 2.5 hours home to Los Angeles. Here's another view at how big this supercharging station is. They've got 150 kilowatt chargers, and then along the back side they have 250 kilowatt chargers. We've finally made it home after a long road trip the last 2 days, headed back to Los Angeles, and wow, was this trip amazing. So all in all, it was a very successful trip. We didn't have any problems with the car. We charged successfully everywhere, didn't have any issues with the tires, with the camp mode or anything. We are unloading the car right now as we speak because we literally just got home. But I wanted to talk about some of the highlights. So Jedediah, Redwood State Park, and the campground was probably the highlight of the trip. We were there for 3 days and we did a couple of hikes. We camped right by the river. Our campsite was right by the river. That was amazing, super enjoyable. We really enjoyed the hikes. We had great weather. The sun was out every day that we were there. So it was a really beautiful time. We crossed the Oregon border with the Tesla, which is a first. So that was really enjoyable. And we went to see a lot of the scenic viewpoints and the natural bridges and the cliffs along the Oregon coast. So that was super fun. We then drove down to Humboldt County and stayed in a different state park in their campground to help break up the drive on the way back. That was super fun, and we also stopped to do a couple of hikes along the way, except one of them, the road was kind of washed out, so unfortunately we did not get to do the Fern Canyon hike. So that was a little bit of a bummer, and not in the plans originally. But we did do the Lady Bird Johnson Trail, which was super fun because it was also raining a little bit, so we got to see the vibe of like the rain and the fog. So that was fun. I think out of the 5 or 6 hikes that we did, I think the Grove of Titans was probably my favorite hike. So that was super fun. We split up the drive back into 2 days. So after Humboldt, we went to Oakland and stayed overnight in a hotel. We were going to camp outside of Point Reyes, National Seashore. But Point Reyes National Seashore, the weather was pretty bad. It was raining and very windy since it's right on the coast. We just decided to skip it. It wasn't going to be fun or enjoyable. I wasn't going to be able to photograph anything. So we skipped that and went to stay in a hotel in Oakland. Instead, we actually spent a lot more time exploring San Francisco than I originally had planned, which was pretty cool. We checked out one of the most popular Chinese restaurants in Chinatown, which was super delicious. And we also went and got Bob's Donuts, which I actually still have here in the car. They're super, super delicious, but very sugary. And then we also stopped at a gay bar, which was not the vibe, not what we were expecting. So I think next time we'll skip that one for sure. And so we did a lot of time exploring in San Francisco. So that was a lot of fun. And the drive back to Los Angeles today was about probably 6 hours total. And we actually charged 3 times. I was only planning to charge once, but obviously we needed to do bathroom stops. And our one stop in Kettleman City was actually planning to get us there at like 11% battery. And that was just cutting it too close to me, considering it was also cold outside. And when it's cold outside, the battery tends to drain faster. So I decided that during one of our bathroom stops, we would also charge for a little bit while we were there. So we ended up charging 3 times. Second time was in Kettleman City at the Tesla Lounge, which you just saw. And then also the third time we wanted to stop for lunch. So we supercharged and then ate lunch at the same time. So now it is 4:18 p.m. on Friday, April 5th. We are home now in Los Angeles, going to keep unpacking the car and have a nice relaxing weekend, catch up on laundry because we have a lot of laundry to do. And overall, a really successful road trip to Redwood National Park. We will hit up Point Reyes National Seashore another time. We're probably going to go back to San Francisco at some point, but definitely a great trip, and we're already planning our next one, probably to Pinnacles National Park or Lassen Volcanic coming up this summer. So great 4 or 5 days of Tesla camping and looking forward to the next one. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, do your thing below to support my channel. I appreciate you watching and supporting all of my videos. If you'd like to see more of this content, I have lots of other videos of Tesla camping in Death Valley National Park, our trip to Utah and Zion and Bryce Canyon. I have a couple state parks and some other Tesla related videos that you can check out here. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you next time.